All right, let's talk about MVP favorite at this point. He kind of has to be, right? Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens have a dominant performance against a good Tampa Bay Buccaneers team. Didn't look great in this one. A lot of defensive mistakes by Tampa Bay, but also a lot of taking advantage of those mistakes by the Ravens, which is what we're going to get into. And I mean, just Lamar, I thought really his high IQ, his awareness is what he showed off in this game. I thought, yeah, let's just get into it. Let's start off with this play. What's going to happen here is it's going to be a Zay Flowers play, who ultimately did get banged up on this play, actually, unfortunately. But it was a really good play by him. They were definitely feeding him a lot early on before the injury. The way it's designed to work is actually pretty simple. You just have those two Ravens players off the edge, block the two Tampa Bay players you see. You just hand it off to Flowers, who's in motion from the offense's left to the offense's right. Simple enough. Lamar gives the ball to Flowers, but this is really kind of a great read by Flowers, I think. I don't think this was a play that he was designed. I can't imagine it was. You see KJ Britt, the linebacker that I've circled in black, he's doing a pretty good job, actually. He's, reading this play well, getting far over to try and make a play on Flowers. But Flowers is just so shifty and so quick. Watch him step back over the middle, and now he's, looking to be gone, right? I mean, definitely some room. But if he runs forward, Tampa Bay is in pretty good position where they'll probably make a tackle, right? You'll gain a few more yards, but will you be able to get a lot? Watch that player right there, Joe Tryon-Shoyinka. Watch this move Flowers is going to pull off on Joe Tryon-Shoyinka here. Look at him. I mean, that's just brutal right there. Again, unfortunately, kind of got his ankle twisted at the end there, which sucks. But yeah, really good stuff there by Zay Flowers, and kind of goes to show, again, what he's capable of, and how much he can do in open space. But this next play I thought was a big part of why, Lamar Jackson seemed unstoppable at times, was stuff like this, which Tampa Bay, okay, this is what they like to do. Todd Bowles, known for being a very creative play caller. It's going to be a cover 2 zone. That doesn't seem very creative, right? That's pretty typical. But watch that player right there. Again, if it's cover 2 zone, you're just expecting him to cover over the middle of the field. Nothing too fancy here. However, instead, he's going to blitz on this play. Well, why is he doing that? Well, it's because that's what Tampa Bay does, is they mix things up. They have a player who's lined up as though they were going to rush the passer, drop back into coverage. Again, this is what Tampa Bay does all the time. It's what they were doing all game. This is something that if a different team did it, you'd say, wow, what a surprise. But it's Tampa Bay, so it doesn't even really register as anything surprising. But there's an expression in football when it comes to quarterbacks, which is throw to where the blitz is. Throw to wherever the blitzer is. So where's an opportunity to throw in that area? There. Mark Andrews is going to cut over the middle, and because you then have players kind of coming back, there's a hole in that area. Watch as Lamar hits Andrews, and Andrews gets a touchdown. I mean, this is just something that Lamar was all over in this game. I mean, he's a tough guy to fool. I feel like that's one of his most underrated aspects, is just how well he sees the field and how well he reads these plays. Also, this next one was interesting so what's going to happen is, again, Tampa Bay going to show a heavy blitz on this one. It's you see everyone kind of at the line right here. And I'm actually going to start off with some criticism by Baltimore in general on this one. When this play begins, a Tampa Bay player gets through completely untouched. And to be honest, this just shouldn't happen if you're the Ravens. I mean, everyone was at the line. You have to be prepared for this. Bowles is going to show this. You do have to be aware of this. I think that was a mistake. The good news is Tampa Bay has actually blown a coverage down the field. Rashad Bateman is wide open, and this is the kind of thing where for most quarterbacks, you're like, well, that sucks because we could have had a big play. For Lamar Jackson, the big play is always alive. Watch as he just makes that edge rusher, Chris Braswell, completely miss, throws off balance, and this isn't that easy of a throw either. Again, he has to throw completely off balance, so he's going to have to kind of try to hit Bateman in a way that can work. But Bateman adjusted the ball nicely. Really good stuff there by Lamar Jackson and by Rashad Bateman. Again, this is just high-level football by both of these two guys. So this is kind of what drives defenses crazy, is even when you think you have a play, it's never over. He's the most difficult guy to bring down in football because he's just so tough to get to, and then also he is so dangerous once he gets around you. He doesn't just look to run. He will throw down the field like you saw here. This one was a bit of a bizarre one. I think a really important play in the game for the Ravens because it's a 2nd down and 17, and they're up 10 points at this point. So, even if they get a field goal, it's still a 2-score game. But again, 2nd and 17, I mean, your odds of being able to get points on this drive go way down when you're in a situation like that. The play is a bit of an odd one where it's a cover 2 zone and you have Rashad Bateman running a go route right here. So typically you would expect the corner Zion McCollum to pass off the receiver to Antoine Winfield here. But when this play begins, there was some sort of miscommunication because Winfield does not pick him up, and Zion McCollum eventually kind of reads it and follows back towards Bateman, but there's just an opening. So again, not great stuff here by Tampa Bay, but for Baltimore, you just have to give Lamar so much credit for every time Tampa Bay was making a mistake, noticing it, noticing where to go with the football. The thing I say, and I feel like a lot of these videos, is the best quarterbacks take advantage of their opponent's mistakes. Watch this throw. I mean, can you do it any better than that? Like, legitimately, no. That's perfect, perfectly timed, perfectly accurate. I mean, that's great stuff. If that was covered up pretty well, it still wouldn't have been enough because that would have had to be perfect coverage to stop something like that. Great stuff here from Lamar Jackson. Again, there definitely were some not great defensive moments. This one was just kind of a funny one here by Tampa Bay, where what's going to happen is, so you see, Jordan Whitehead, the safety, it's an interesting situation because he played for Tampa Bay a couple years ago. This is his first year back. You see multiple Tampa Bay players are telling him something. They're telling him, hey, this is man coverage on this play. Your job is to cover Mark Andrews. Okay, got it. Got to cover Mark Andrews. Watch him. He's going to, get over to tell him again, cover Mark Andrews. Like, I got it. Going to cover Mark Andrews right here. So simple enough. Well, watch out. Part of me thought that was a blown coverage at first, and he still misread it. I think he just got beat that badly by Mark Andrews. That's just, what Mark Andrews can do to you. Unfortunate play by Whitehead. But again, you got to give credit to Lamar and this Ravens offense, right? That's great stuff on Andrew. Great stuff by Andrews. Great stuff by Lamar. That was on a 4th down, too. Huge play in the game to make it, at the time, a 24-point lead. Really good stuff here by Baltimore. And this one was another example of exactly that, where, again, kind of what we're talking about of, Tampa Bay making a mistake and the Ravens, just capitalizing on it. I don't really know how this happens, but, okay, a 3rd down and 7 right here. Henry in the game. Doesn't often stay in the game on 3rd down and 7s. But, again, you see when this play begins, no one picks him up. And, for Lamar, I don't know why he even looks over here. I guess, it's not a horrible route against this coverage, but, it just goes to show how well he sees the field. You see how quickly he gets over there, reads the play, and realizes Henry, was wide open and makes the play. So, again, you can sit here and say, wide open, but, that's just seeing the field really well. Henry had a couple of big gains here. This Ravens offense, it's so good right now. It's unreal, and you have to think about this as a real Super Bowl contender, if not favorite at this point. You can't say favorite because there's the Chiefs, and the Chiefs are 6-0 and have beaten the Ravens, but they're right there with them right now. This is the great stuff here by Baltimore. So yeah, the Ravens continue to roll. Lamar Jackson continues to dominate the NFC. That's what I think about all this. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from you. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.